Okay, good day. This is Shockton High School. I'm Mr. McCully. This is the pre-calculus Blizzard Bag day for day number 3. And I apologize for the late video, but I got all the way to school today before they called off, so I drove all the way home and had to make this in quick. So hopefully there's no issues, but if you have any concerns, either come to the Zoom meeting at noon, or you can always drop me an email. Okay, so today we are going to be converting radical expressions into rational exponents. We're going to evaluate expressions involving rational exponents, and we're going to solve equations involving rational exponents. Okay, so what is a rational exponent? You will recall, if you have a radical with a root of b and an exponent of a, you can rewrite that as x to the exponent over the root values. And it's also equal. You can take the a and put the brackets around the radical and bring the a out front. Those are also equal. So what can we do with that? Well, first thing it's going to ask us to do is to convert the rational exponent, or convert the radical into a rational exponent. So I have this thing in here. Now, what we need to do is we're going to take this thing and we're going to rewrite it as 5x to the 6th all to the 1/3. Now the thing that most people make a mistake on is they'll take the x to the 6th to the 1/3, but they'll forget the property of exponents that says if you have a b to the x power, you have to go a to the x and then b to the x. So in this particular instance, I have to go 5 to the 1/3 power, and then I have to go x to the 6th to the 1/3 power. Now, the reason I wrote it this way is because I also want to illustrate that we have to review the rule of our property of exponents, that a to the x to the y, like that, is a to the x times y. And so if you remember this property, you could probably skip this step, but I need to multiply 6 times a third. Well, 6 times a third will give me 5 to the 1/3 over x to the 6 over 3, but I got to reduce that if I can. Now I can't take the third root of 5, so that's going to stay by itself, but 6 over 3 reduces down to 2, so I'm going to leave that as my final answer. Alright, our second example. Here I have this expression, 81x to the 8th to the 1/4, and again, the reason I made it this way is so that I can review, and I want you to see this because again, this is the one that most students make errors on, is they go ab to the x, and remember that's a to the x, b to the x. So we're going to go 81 to the 1/4, x to the 8th to the 1/4. Now, it turns out that 81 is a perfect fourth power. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And then 27 times 3 is 81. So 3 to the 4th power is 81. So the fourth root of 81 is 3. And then again, just like in the last one, I'll have x to the 8 over 4. That's going to reduce down to 2, so I have 3x squared as my simplified version. Alright, next one here. So solve the equation using rational exponents. So here I want to solve for t. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to solve for t, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of this exponent on the left-hand side. So I'm going to raise both sides to the 3 over 2 power. Well, 3 over 2 is the reciprocal of this. So why am I doing it? Because 3 over 2 times 2 over 3, those all cancel and I get 1. So when I go 16 minus 3t to the 2 over 3, and I raise that to the 3 over 2 on both sides, well, these two cancel, and I'm left with just 16 minus 3 to the t. Alright, so I want to do the 81 to the 3 over 2 power. Okay, well we can do that, and if I and I can do it in any order. And the reason I can do that is, again, back to the definition of exponents. I can either take the root first and then the exponent, or I can take the exponent first and then the root. Well, usually it's easier to take the root first. So off to the side here, if I go 81 to the 3 over 2, well, that's equal to 81 to the 1/2 to the third. And I know what the square root of 81 is. It's 9. And then 9 to the third power is, real quick here, let me get my calculator out. You'll just have to, you can check me if you want, but 9 raised to the third power is 729. So this is going to equal 729, and then I will subtract 16 from both sides, so negative 3t equals, if I subtract 16, I'll have 713, I think. That seems reasonable. And then divide by 3, I'll get t equals negative 713 over 3. And I know that because when I go 7 and 1 is 8 and 3 is 11, 3 isn't going to evenly divide 713, so we'll put a box around that, and that's it. All right there, folks, that's all I got for today. So, Mr. McCully, fun fact of the day, Mr. McCully collected a lot of comic books back in the late 80s and early 90s. I have a bunch of these Image #1s that I picked up back in the early 90s. I bought about 5 each, thinking that someday they'd be worth $1 million each, and I'd be able to put my kids through college. Well, turns out when there's 2 million of a thing, they don't end up being worth a whole lot. So anyway, that's all I got for today, folks. Have a good day. Bye.